Hey, so this was requested by Joe. I have a couple of books here, actually, not just the one. Channeling Evolutionary Exercises for Channels by Barbara Burns, An Ascension Handbook by Tony Stubbs, Hypnosis for Beginners by William W. Hewlett, or Hewitt, not Hewlett. I'm reading that virology book, which is by Hewlett. And Secrets of Shamanism by Jose and Lena Stevens. Now, the book that Joe asked me about was this one, Channeling Evolutionary Exercises for Channels. Now, this book really doesn't provide a whole lot of theory or philosophy to support its worldview. It just assumes that people will accept the notion that you can engage in these practices and open your mind up to other spirits, other entities, and whatnot. Now, these other books that I have, Hypnosis for Beginners, Secrets of Shamanism, and An Ascension Handbook, all provide some context for this. An Ascension Handbook by Stubbs is also a book which purports to be channeled information in the same way that the channeling book by Burns actually does. However, that book provides some philosophical and theoretical information. Tony Stubbs was an electrician. As such, he had some scientific background. So when he writes that the universe is quantum mechanical and electrochemical, it is somewhat believable. Although he has some information in there which I would personally consider to be outdated. However, that's a topic for a totally different time. Now, Secrets of Shamanism is actually a psychological book. It is a book which describes the psychology of shamanism and the practical usage of shamanistic practices. Essentially, if I could sum up that book in very few words, it would be that any alteration of consciousness is useful to achieve the ends which you have chosen. Many of the examples within deal with the absurdism. Laughing wildly at your own situation, dancing and drumming to get your mind far away from the current situation, all so that you can have better insight into the situation. Now, it does also provide some philosophical worldview. However, it's also somewhat quantum mechanical in nature and not exactly something I would find very fascinating. Now, the last book that I wanted to talk about here is Hypnosis for Beginners, which is part of the Llewellyn For Beginners series. They have a whole series of for beginner books. I only have 5 of them, and this is one of them, Hypnosis. Now, this book, it goes a little bit beyond what I would consider just for beginners, because it gives you the tools you need to become very advanced at being a hypnotherapist, at hypnotizing yourself and others. Now, one thing that you will notice in this book is that much of the hypnosis actually takes up multiple pages of information, multiple pages of text. It takes a very long time to put someone into a hypnotic state. Hypnosis is real, by the way. It's actually a scientifically demonstrable fact. You can hypnotize people. You cannot do certain things with hypnosis. However, you can put someone into a hypnotic state and alter their mind in that way. Um, so, channeling. Back to channeling. A lot of people might think it's just New Age nonsense. However, there is a historical and cultural basis for it. Uh, if you study medieval mysticism or voodoo, specifically afro-caribbean religion, such as voodoo and Santeria, Palo Mayombe, hoodoo, you will find that there are instances of what is essentially channeling. In medieval mysticism, people go through these rituals, and at the end of the ritual, they are essentially channeling a spirit of some sort while in a trance-like state. Now, these rituals are very long and drawn out, um, but they are essentially just channeling. In Afro-Caribbean religions, people are in very extreme mental states. You go through what is essentially a shamanic practice. You're exhausted, you're intoxicated. There's repetitive, monotonous drumming and crazy scenery going on. It's almost like a medieval mystical ritual. And after some time, you end up channeling a spirit. A spirit comes into your body and does things, says things. Now that's assuming that the spirit is real. All of this could be chalked up to simple alterations of consciousness. Someone isolating a single part of their brain, or perhaps entering into an altered state of consciousness, where their primary conscious self is pushed to the side and something else pushes through. Now, one of the things that is a big complaint about the New Age is that they often oversimplify to the point of being entirely useless. Some of these rituals that the New Age proposes are like, light a candle, focus on the candle, pray. And it's like, that might do something, that probably won't, though. So this is a New Age text. However, if you actually bother to read it, it is very long, very drawn out. Each chapter is a single meditation. And this single meditation, it is a visual meditation, it is a guided meditation, and each one of these will actually go on for 15 to 20 pages. So they are very complex meditations. That is definitely trance-inducing. That is definitely alteration of consciousness. That is not just New Age nonsense where you light a candle and pray and somehow magic works. This is something which actually puts you into a very distant mental state, which means that it is comparable to medieval mysticism, which is these long drawn out rituals which are designed to achieve an altered state of consciousness, and it is comparable to Afro-Caribbean shamanism, which again is radical shifts in consciousness. So this book, and by the way, it does read like a Canadian wrote it. The woman who wrote it is Canadian, and she wrote it as though she were channeling this spirit she calls Viwamis, but it really reads as though it was a Canadian writing it. It says, "Greetings, friend. Do this, friend. Be peaceful, friend." All that. It says friend like every other fucking sentence. So it really reads like a Canuck wrote it. But it has use. It is useful. Now, the other thing, the last thing that I really wanted to bring up is an Ascension Handbook by Tony Stubbs, who purported to be channeling an entity known as Serapis, which is actually the name of an ancient mystery god. Um, this has some practical use as well. However, it is much more philosophical, much more theoretical, and it has it has a philosophical perspective on karma, which I would actually posit to Styx Hexenhammer as an argument in favor of karma. Styx has made it clear he does not believe in karma. I do, and part of it is from this book, because karma can balance out across multiple lifetimes, according to that book. According to actual Hinduism as well, something you do in this lifetime could be balanced out by something you did 5 lifetimes ago. Something you do in the future, in a future lifetime, could be balanced out by this lifetime. So, yeah, it's a very interesting topic. I do believe that channeling is a real functional thing. I don't know what exactly it is. However, I have carried out practices, both medieval, afro-caribbean, as well as these new age practices, and I have had results. I have, in fact, achieved the hearing of voices, which provide information, oftentimes very useful information. Information I would suggest you not ignore, because I have ignored it, and it has caused me great pain. So, yes, very interesting stuff. If anyone would like to see me discuss, alternative Christianity and Gnosticism, or perhaps, other New Age and occult topics, please leave a comment in the comments section. I have around 150 occult texts, and I am very well versed in the occult. Thank you for watching. Peace.